I didn't know it then, but the moment I agreed to send her the money, that was the moment everything between us began to die. It was a cold Tuesday morning, February 6th, 9:12 a.m. My coffee had gone bitter from sitting too long, but I kept holding the mug like it could steady me. My phone buzzed twice, her ringtone, a soft chime I'd set years ago when she still felt like the safest person in my life. "Can you talk?" she texted. My stomach tightened. Something in those 3 words felt wrong. I called her. She answered on the first ring. "I need $50,000, she whispered.
No hello. No explanation.
Just desperation, thin, shaking, like her voice could break in half. "Are you hurt? What's going on?" I asked. "It's complicated." A long pause, then softer, "Please." I wouldn't ask if I wasn't drowning, and that was all it took. 10 years of friendship pulled the decision out of me before logic even caught up. "I'll send it," I said. "Just pay me back." 6 months. That was the deal. A simple promise I thought we both understood. The transfer went through at 9:27 a.m. The confirmation checkmark blinked on my screen, and something inside me twisted. Like a quiet warning I chose to ignore. She called again, crying with relief. "I'll start paying you back in June. I swear." I wanted to believe her. Back then, I really did. For a few weeks, she sent little updates. "I'm talking to my bank. I'll send the first payment soon. Just waiting for a check to clear." Soft lies disguised as responsibility. Then the Instagram stories started. Brunch at expensive restaurants. Weekend trips. A brand new designer bag. All the things I wasn't doing because I had $50,000 missing from my account and a new, gnawing fear growing in my chest. I told myself I was overthinking, that she deserved good things, that maybe these were old photos. But then, at 11:47 p.m. on March 18th, she posted a video, champagne glasses clinking, her laughter echoing behind the camera. Caption: "New beginnings sparkles." My stomach dropped. New beginnings with what money? I finally asked about the repayment. "Any update on the schedule?" She left me on read for 6 hours. Then, "Can we not make this weird?" I said I'd pay you. Weird. That word stung. Before I could reply, she added, "You're acting like I'm some stranger. Relax. Relax." As if asking about the money I loaned her was unreasonable. But I stayed quiet. I wanted to believe she was just overwhelmed. I held on to the version of her who had cried on my couch at 2 a.m., the person I once trusted more than anyone. But silence stretched into weeks, and the excuses never turned into payments. Then everything changed. On May 2nd, 6:18 p.m., her brother, someone I barely knew, called me. At first I thought it was a mistake, but his first words made my skin prickle. "Did she ever tell you what she really needed the money for?" My fork froze halfway to my mouth. "No, why?" He sighed, long and tired. "She didn't use it for whatever she told you." "What did she use it for?" My voice felt thin. "She's been borrowing from a lot of people. You're not the only one she owes. She's in deep trouble." My chest went tight, cold, still. "I don't understand." "She didn't tell you because she knew you'd say no, and she didn't want to hear it." The line went silent. So did I. I thanked him, hung up, and sat there staring at my dinner, completely numb. But that wasn't the worst moment. Not even close. 3 days later, I discovered something she never meant for me to see. Proof she never planned to pay me back at all. And if you've ever trusted someone so deeply that you ignored every warning sign, only to learn you were being taken advantage of the entire time, you know exactly how that moment feels. If you're still reading, drop a broken heart so I know I'm not the only one who fell for a friend who never deserved it. It happened on May 5th, 10:03 a.m. A random people you may know notification popped up on my phone. Her picture, but under it, a completely different account. Private. No posts. Just a bio. Fresh start. No debt. No drama. My heart lurched. I opened the tagged photos. Most were locked, but just one was visible. A screenshot of a bank transfer. Money going out of her account to someone named JM Funding Solutions. The memo. Paid with the idiot's loan. One down. My hands began to shake. My breath caught. My vision blurred. She meant me. I was the idiot. Every promise. Every excuse. Every soft lie she fed me. All of it had been calculated. But the night wasn't done with me. Because a few hours later, someone unexpected messaged me. Someone who knew more than I did. Someone who had been watching her lies unfold for months. And what they told me next made my blood run cold. Not because of the money, though God knows losing $50,000 feels like trying to breathe underwater. But because of what that payment memo meant. The idiot's loan. It kept echoing in my head like someone whispering it from the corner of the room. Around 11:23 p.m., my phone buzzed. A message request. A name I recognized instantly. Mia, her coworker. Someone she always insisted she couldn't stand. I opened it with a knot in my throat. Hey, I know this is out of nowhere, but we need to talk. It's about Alex. I almost didn't respond, but something in the wording, need to talk, felt like a door swinging open I couldn't afford to ignore. So I typed back, what's going on? Her reply came 4 seconds later. She's lying to you, and it's worse than you think. My heart clenched. Call me, I wrote. The phone rang immediately. Her voice was shaky, like she was deciding each word carefully. Look, I didn't want to get involved, but I've watched her do this to too many people. Do what? My voice felt tight, small. Use them. Take money. Make promises she never intended to keep. I closed my eyes, leaning back against my pillows. How many people? I asked. There was a pause. Then a number I didn't expect. 7. That I know of. 7. 7 people. 7 loans. 7 betrayals. My breath hitched. Why me? Why 50,000? That's the thing, she whispered. You're the only one she actually liked. The words hit harder than if she'd said the opposite. So she thought I'd be the easiest one to manipulate? I asked. No, Mia said softly. She thought you'd forgive her. I didn't reply. Couldn't. But she wasn't done. There's something else. Something you need to see. What is it?
I'm sending screenshots.
My stomach dropped. The images came through one by one. Text conversations, group chats, voice notes. Each one carving deeper into my chest. The first screenshot was a message from Alex to someone named Jay. Relax. I'm not paying any of them back. Especially not the soft one. She'll get over it. The soft one. Me. The next screenshot was worse. If she asks again, I'll just guilt trip her. Works every time. I pressed the heel of my hand to my forehead, trying to breathe. And then the third screenshot loaded, the one that made my vision tunnel. A text from Alex. Honestly, I'm just waiting for her to snap. She's too nice. It'll be funny. Funny. My heartbreak. My confusion. My trust. A punchline to her. I didn't speak for a long moment. You still there? Mia asked gently. Yeah. I whispered. I didn't think she was capable of this. None of us did, she said. That's how she gets people. She acts innocent until she gets what she wants. My eyes burned. So why are you helping me? Another pause. Because she did it to me too. Something inside me cracked open. What happened? She borrowed $8,000 from me last year. Said it was for a medical bill. And she used it for a weekend trip with some guy. When I asked for it back, she told everyone I was harassing her. My breath stilled. She ruins people, Mia whispered. And she's been bragging lately, saying she's got you wrapped around her finger. I felt the anger then. Not the shaky kind, but the cold kind that settles deep into your bones. She doesn't, I said. I hope not, Mia replied. Because she's planning something. A chill crawled up my spine. Planning what? There was hesitation. Kind I didn't like. She's been telling people you want the money back so badly. She might have to protect herself. My heart lurched. Protect herself from what? From you, Mia said quietly. My stomach dropped like a stone. What does that mean? It means she's building a story, a narrative. She's good at that. Too good. My fingers tightened around the phone. Mia, what exactly is she saying? She exhaled shakily. She's telling people you're unstable, obsessive, that you've been threatening her about the money. I haven't, I said, voice breaking. I barely even asked. I know, she said. But the people she talks to, they don't know that. I stood up from the bed, pacing. So she's lying to everyone, making me look like the villain. Yes. For what? Just to avoid paying me? Silence. Then,
No.
it's more than that. My breath caught. What do you mean? There's a reason she needed so much money. A big one. And she doesn't want anyone finding out. I pressed the phone to my ear, pulse pounding. Mia, tell me. I can't over the phone, she whispered. It's not safe for me. And honestly, it might not be safe for you either. A cold rush moved through me from head to toe. What the hell are you talking about? Meet me tomorrow. Somewhere public. Where? She thought for a moment before answering. Corner of Maple and 7th. Coffee shop on the end. Noon. I swallowed hard. Okay. And one more thing, she said. Yeah. Don't tell her you talk to me. Don't even hint it. Why? Because, she said, voice trembling now. If she finds out, she won't just try to ruin your reputation. A pause. Heavy. Loaded. She'll come after you. My blood ran cold. Mia, what does she need the money for? What is she hiding? Her answer was barely a whisper. You'll find out tomorrow. But brace yourself. It's bad. Really bad. The call ended. I stood there in the middle of my bedroom, heart thudding in my throat, staring at the dark window like it might give me answers. But all it gave me was my own reflection. Frightened, confused, betrayed. I didn't know what scared me more. The $50,000 she stole, the lies she told about me, or the truth waiting for me at that coffee shop. And deep down I felt it. Tomorrow was going to change everything. I barely slept the night before meeting Mia. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those screenshots again. My name twisted into insults, my trust turned into a joke. By morning, my stomach was tight, my hands shaking just enough to make pouring coffee feel like a chore. I kept checking the time.
11:32 am. 11:48 am. 11:56 am.
By 11:58, I grabbed my jacket and headed out. The coffee shop on Maple and 7th was small, quiet, the kind of place where everyone pretended not to overhear each other. When I walked in, Mia was already there. Hood pulled up, fingers curled around a paper cup she wasn't drinking from. She looked nothing like the confident woman I'd seen at office parties. She looked scared. I slid into the seat across from her. She didn't even say hello. You came, she whispered. Of course I came, I said. Tell me what's going on. She glanced toward the door, then leaned in so close I could feel her breath. She didn't borrow money because she needed help, Mia said. She borrowed it because she's in trouble. Serious trouble. A cold ripple moved down my spine. What kind of trouble? Mia swallowed hard. The kind you don't walk away from easily. My voice came out smaller than I meant. Is she in debt? Yes, but not the normal kind. I waited. She owes money to people who don't care about excuses, Mia said. People who won't think twice before destroying her life or anyone around her. The words hit me like ice water. What does that have to do with me? I whispered. Mia slid her phone across the table. Look, it was a voice recording. Her thumb hovered over play. She didn't know I was in the room when she said this, Mia said. Then she hit play. Alex's voice spilled out of the speaker. Sharp, irritated, the version of her I rarely saw. I'll get the money. okay? I already took 50 grand from her. She'll never fight me on it. She's too soft. A man's voice responded, cold, flat. Soft doesn't pay the debt. I'll handle it, Alex snapped. She thinks we're still friends. My throat tightened. And if she asks for it back? The man said. Silence. Then, I'll make her look crazy. She'll stay away after that. My stomach twisted. Mia paused the recording. That's what you were dealing with, she said quietly. Not a friend. Someone who already planned to destroy you the moment you became inconvenient. I couldn't speak. Not at first. My heartbeat was pounding against my ribs, loud and relentless. What debt is she paying? I finally asked. Mia hesitated. I'm only telling you because you're already in the crossfire. I leaned in. Tell me. She's involved with someone named Jordan, Mia said. He runs let's call it an unofficial lending circle. You mean illegal, I said. Very, Mia replied. And Alex owes him over 100,000. The number punched the air out of my lungs. And she used my 50,000 to pay him? Just one installment, Mia said. She's been patching holes instead of getting out. She keeps borrowing from one person to repay another. That's why she needs more. That's why she's lying so much. I pressed my hand against my forehead. She won't pay them back. No, Mia said. She won't. And when she can't, they'll come looking for whoever she owes. My blood turned cold. She used your name, Mia added softly. More than once. What? I whispered. For what? To buy time. To deflect blame. To make herself look innocent. My pulse quickened. In one conversation, she told them you were the one holding her money. That you were trying to screw her over. Why would she do that? I breathed. Because if they believe that, Mia said, they come after you instead of her. I felt the room tilt. My fingers went numb. Why are you helping me? I asked. Because I made the mistake of trusting her too, Mia said. And I know what she's capable of when she gets desperate.
Isterta her.
What do I do? Mia exhaled shankily. First, you need to protect yourself. She's already painting you as unstable. You need proof of everything. I have the screenshots, I said. Not enough, she replied. She's been telling people you're harassing her, that you're threatening her, that you're using the money to control her. None of that is true, I said, my voice trembling. I know, Mia said, but she's good at telling stories that make her a victim. I rubbed my hands together, trying to slow my breathing. What do I do about the debt collectors? Stay away from her, Mia said. Cut contact completely, and document everything. If her lies catch up to her, you need to be able to prove you had nothing to do with it. I nodded slowly, but deep down something didn't feel right. Something was missing. Mia, I said carefully, this doesn't explain one thing. What? Why 50,000? Why not smaller amounts like she asked from others? Mia looked at me for a long moment. Her expression softened, then darkened. She targeted you for that amount, she said. She told people you had savings, that you're generous, that you've always helped her no matter what. My stomach churned. But that wasn't the real reason. Then what was? I whispered. Mia lowered her voice to a near-silent murmur. She told them you owed her. I owed her, I repeated. For what? Mia looked down at her hands. For something that happened years ago. Something she still blames you for. A chill crawled up my spine. What is she talking about? What did she say I did? Mia's eyes lifted slowly. She thinks you ruined her life. My breath caught. What? How? Because of something you don't even know you did, Mia said. Something she's been keeping inside, festering, twisting. She's been holding onto it like a grudge. I shook my head. That doesn't make sense. I've never. You have, Mia said softly. At least in her mind. The air around us felt heavier. What exactly does she think I did? Mia hesitated. then whispered the sentence that made my blood run cold. She said you're the reason she lost everything. Everything. Everything she ever wanted. Everything she believes was taken from her. But I didn't, I began. I know, Mia said. But she believes it. I tightened my grip on the table, my vision narrowing. What did I do? I asked again, voice breaking. Mia leaned in, her face pale. She told people you destroyed her chance at a future she waited her whole life for. I swallowed hard. What future? I whispered. Mia looked at me with a grief I didn't understand. And then she said it, something so twisted, so unexpected, so impossible to predict, that it changed everything I thought I knew about Alex. But before she could explain the full story, someone walked into the coffee shop. Someone who shouldn't have been there. Someone who had been watching us. Someone who made Mia's face drain of all color. And when he stepped toward our table, I realized we were no longer just talking about danger. We were in it. The moment he walked into the coffee shop, the air shifted. Not dramatically, not loudly, just wrong. A heavy wrong. A wrong that settled in my chest like a fist. He didn't look around the room like a normal customer. He walked in already knowing exactly where we were sitting. Tall, broad shoulders, dark jacket, expression blank in the way that only dangerous men wear blankness as a mask. Mia's hand froze halfway to her cup. Her eyes widened, then dropped instantly, like she was afraid eye contact alone might provoke him. Don't turn around, she whispered. But the instinct to look was too strong. I turned, and our eyes met, for a split second, just long enough for my pulse to spike and my throat to tighten. He knew who I was. I felt that recognition like a cold finger down my spine. Mia Ibrid. Who is he? She didn't look up. She didn't blink. That's Jordan, she whispered. The one she owes money to. My stomach dropped. He walked straight toward the counter, placed an order, but never once stopped watching us from the corner of his eye. I thought you said we'd be safe in public, I murmured. We were, Mia whispered. Until now. My chest tightened. What do we do? Keep your head down. Don't draw attention. Too late. His steps shifted. Closer. Slow. Deliberate. He walked with the confidence of someone who didn't need to rush. People like him never rushed. Then, he pulled a chair from the table behind us and sat, facing us. Directly, I felt the hairs on my arms rise. Mia whispered, "Don't look at him. Don't react." But I could feel his stare, heavy, studying me, like he already knew everything Mia was about to reveal. And then, in a low voice, he spoke. "Ladies." Just that. But the way he said it, calm, controlled, made my stomach twist. Mia's voice shook. "We're just leaving." "You're not," he said. And the way he said not made me realize we weren't. He leaned forward slightly. "I've been hearing a lot of interesting things lately," he said, eyes settling on me. "About the 50 grand. My heart slammed in my chest. I tried to keep my voice steady. "I don't owe you anything." His lips curved in a slow, unsettling smile. "She told you that, huh?" "She used my money to pay you," I said. "That doesn't involve me." He lifted a brow, amused. "It does if she said the money was yours, or that you were holding it."
Mia sagt in a sharp breath.
"She lied," I said. "I didn't hold anything back from her." "Oh, I know," he said, voice calm. "I know everything she lied about." That surprised me. I blinked. "What?" He looked at Mia, then back at me. "You think you're the only one she plays?" he asked. "She's been lying to me too." For a moment, I forgot to breathe. "She owes me a lot more than 50 grand, he continued. "And I don't like when people try to use other people's names to cover their debts." I swallowed, unsure if that was a threat or something else. "I want to make something very clear to you," he said. "I'm not after you." Relief washed through me. Too quickly. "But," he added, "she's trying to make me think I should be." My blood turned cold. She told me you're unstable, he said. That you're trying to ruin her life. That you stole her savings. I shook my head. That's not true. I know, he said. You know. He leaned back in his chair, legs relaxed, voice low. She's been unraveling for a while. I'm not stupid. But when someone starts using innocent people as shields, he shrugged casually. That's when problems start. I didn't miss the warning. Mia whispered. She dragged her into this. She's scared. He nodded once. I figured. I forced myself to breathe slowly. What do you want from me? Nothing, he said. Yet. The yet made my pulse spike. I just want you to be aware of what's happening, he said. She's spiraling. Fast. And she's telling people lies that could get you hurt. A tremor ran through me. She said you ruined her life, he added. That you owe her more than money. My breath caught. What does she think I did? His eyes darkened. Not with anger, but with something worse. Pity. She thinks you took something from her, he said. Something she can't get back. I didn't take anything, I said. I don't understand. You will, he replied. She's breaking. And when she breaks, she's going to drag your name through the dirt to soften her fall. He stood up slowly. But here's the problem, he continued. She told too many stories. And now those stories don't match. Mia whispered. What does that mean? It means, he said, pushing in his chair. She's about to blame someone for what happened years ago. He looked at me. And she's picked you. A chill rolled down my spine. Why me? I asked. He studied me for a moment. Because, he said, you were there the night everything went wrong. The words hit me like a punch. I wasn't. What night? What are you talking about? You don't remember, he said. But she does. Remember what? He stepped away from the table, then paused. Ask her, he said. She's the one rewriting history. Then he walked out. The door closed behind him. The silence he left behind felt suffocating. I turned to Mia, heart pounding. What happened years ago? I whispered. What does she think I did? Mia shook her head slowly. I didn't want to be the one to tell you this, she said, voice trembling. But everything she's doing now, the debt, the lies, the setup, it all goes back to one night. What night? I repeated. The night she lost her chance at the life she wanted most, Mia said. My pulse raced. What life? Mia finally looked up at me, eyes full of something heavy and painful. The night she said you ruined everything, she whispered. I swallowed hard. How? She took a deep breath. And then she told me, the moment Alex claims changed her entire life, and why she blames me for it. You said. Mia didn't speak right away. She just stared at me with this expression. Part sympathy, part fear. Like she was about to drop a truth she wished she could keep buried. She thinks you ruined her future, Mia finally said. My breath caught. What future? I never. It was the night of her scholarship interview, Mia whispered. The one she talked about for years. I blinked. I remember that. She had a presentation the next morning. I drove her home early so she could sleep. Mia shook her head slowly. That's not how she remembers it. A cold ripple spread across my chest. What does she think happened? She says you didn't take her home. She says you convinced her to go out that night. Said you insisted she needed one drink to celebrate early. And because of that, she overslept, missed the scholarship meeting, and her entire career path fell apart.
Here.
That's not true, I whispered. I begged her to go home. She's the one who said she wasn't tired. She dragged me to that stupid bar. I believe you, Mia said. But she doesn't. My tongue felt numb. She's been rewriting that night in her head for years, Mia continued. And every year the story gets darker. More your fault, less hers. I sank back in my chair, trying to process the insanity. I would never sabotage her, I said quietly. She was my best friend. I know, Mia said softly. But she's convinced herself you stole her future. And when she spiraled into debt, that became her justification. Justification for stealing $50,000, for lying, for dragging my name into whatever chaos she created. She told people you owed her everything she lost, Mia added. That $50,000 was her refund for what you took from her. My pulse hammered. That doesn't even make sense. She doesn't want sense, Mia said. She wants someone to blame. A wave of exhaustion washed over me. My body felt heavier than the chair holding it. Before I could respond, the door opened. I froze. Alex walked in, her hair pulled back, her eyes sharp, her posture rigid with the kind of confidence she only had when she was lying. Mia inhaled sharply. She wasn't supposed to find us. I felt my heartbeat jump into my throat. Alex scanned the cafe calmly, too calmly, and the second her eyes landed on us, her lips curled into something that wasn't quite a smile. She walked toward us with slow, measured steps. "Don't say a word," Mia whispered. "Let her talk first." But I couldn't breathe, let alone talk. Alex stopped at our table. She didn't look at Mia. She looked directly at me. "You're meeting people behind my back now?" she said. Her voice was dangerously soft. I forced my voice steady. "You lied to me." She tilted her head slightly. "About what?"
הסתר תהר.
"You know exactly what." For a moment, she didn't respond. Then she laughed. Quiet, bitter. "You think you know something?" she asked. "You think she's telling you the truth?" Mia stiffened. "Alex, stop." "Oh, please," Alex snapped without looking at her. "You've always wanted to make me look crazy." Then her eyes locked onto mine again. "You really believe I owe you anything?" "You owe me $50,000, I said. Her smile widened, slow and unsettling. "You owe me my future." The words hit me like a slap. "That night destroyed everything," she said. "You ruined it. You ruined me." "That's not what happened," I whispered. "You don't get to rewrite the story," she hissed. "I was supposed to be someone. I was supposed to have a career, a life, and you took it from me." Mia leaned forward. "Alex, that's not true." "Shut up," Alex snapped. People in the cafe started glancing over. My hands shook under the table. "Alex," I said carefully, "we can talk about this somewhere else." "Oh, we will," she said, "because I'm done being quiet. I'm done letting you pretend you're innocent." Her eyes glinted with something unhinged. "You wanted a fight?" she whispered. "Fine. Let's see who people believe." And then she leaned closer, her voice barely audible. "Better be ready, because I'm not the only one coming for you." She stood up and walked out, leaving me with one terrifying realization. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't a debt. This wasn't an argument between friends. This was war. I didn't move for a long time after Alex walked out. It felt like someone had reached inside my chest and rearranged everything without permission. My hands were still shaking, but my mind was racing. 1,000 thoughts crashing into each other, none of them landing. Mia leaned forward, voice low. "I told you she's spiraling. But this is worse than I thought." I swallowed hard. "She looked like she hated me." "She doesn't just hate you," Mia whispered. "She's obsessed with making you responsible for her life." I looked toward the door Alex had just walked through, half expecting her to come back. She didn't, but the fear she left behind stayed lodged in my throat. "What did she mean?" I asked quietly. "When she said she's not the only one coming for me?" Mia hesitated. "She's been talking to people, stirring things up. She's telling everyone who'll listen that you betrayed her, that you robbed her, sabotaged her career, manipulated her for years." My stomach dropped. "But none of that is true." "I know," she sighed. "But she's convinced herself it is." I pressed my hands to my face, trying to gather myself. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "We need to talk. Now." Another message followed immediately. "Before she makes this worse." A chill crawled across my skin. Who is that? Mia asked. I don't know, I whispered. Then a third message came. You don't know me, but I know what she told you today. And I know she didn't tell you everything. My grip tightened. How do they know what she said? I murmured. Mia looked pale. There's only one way, she whispered. Someone's been listening. We left the cafe quickly, both of us glancing around like we were being followed. Because honestly, felt like we were. Outside, the air hit cold against my face, but it didn't steady my nerves. Mia walked close beside me. Don't respond to the number, she said. Not yet. But my phone buzzed again. Meet me. I'll explain what she's hiding. A location dropped on my screen. Park near the edge of town. I stopped walking. This doesn't feel right, I whispered. Why would I go meet a stranger? Exactly, Mia said. You shouldn't. But another message came. This one made my heart slam against my ribs. If you don't hear it from me, you'll hear it from them. And they won't be kind. Mia grabbed my arm. Ignore it. It could be one of the guys she owes. It could also be someone trying to help, I said. Or someone trying to trap you. Before I could answer, my phone rang. Unknown number. Same one. My throat tightened. Don't, Mia said urgently. Don't answer. But something told me I needed to. I pressed accept. I didn't speak first. Neither did they for a few seconds. Then a voice, male, low, rough, but not threatening, said, I'm not here to hurt you. My heart pounded. I'm calling because she's not telling you the truth. Not even close. And if you don't learn what really happened, you're going to be her next excuse. I swallowed. Who are you? Someone who's known her a long time, the voice said. Someone who's seen how she rewrites history. I froze. Why contact me? Because she's unraveling, he said. And when she unravels, she destroys everything around her. My voice shook. What is she blaming me for? What happened that night? Silence. Then, that's not something to talk about over the phone. Why not? Because if she finds out I told you, he said quietly, she won't be the only one coming for me. A cold sweat broke across my skin. Meet me, he said. You need to hear the truth. I don't know if I can trust you. You can't trust her, he replied. Isn't that enough? Before I could ask anything else, he hung up. I stood on the sidewalk, staring at my phone like it might burst into flames. Mia touched my arm. Don't go, she said softly. Please, it's too risky. I need answers, I whispered. And I'll help you get them, she said. But not like this. Not alone. We walked to my car together. Every shadow felt sharper. Every sound felt closer. As we reached the parking lot, Mia stopped suddenly. What? I asked. She pointed at my windshield. A piece of paper was tucked under my wiper. My stomach twisted. I reached for it with trembling fingers. It wasn't a letter. Not a threat. Not a warning. Just one sentence written in jagged ink. She's lying about the night you think you remember. Mia's voice cracked. Oh my God. On the back, another line. And if you won't meet me, she will. I looked around the lot. Empty. Silent. Too silent. My breath hitched. Someone was here. I whispered. Mia swallowed hard. Someone still might be. I gripped the note until it crumpled in my fist. Because suddenly, one terrifying truth settled in my bones. Whatever happened that night, the night Alex believes I ruined her life, I wasn't just missing details. I might be missing the entire story. And now someone else wanted to tell it. Someone watching. Someone waiting. Someone who knew exactly what Alex was hiding, and why she was willing to destroy me to keep it buried. I didn't even start the engine. I just sat there, gripping that crumpled note until my knuckles went white. My heartbeat pounding in my throat like it was trying to warn me of something my mind hadn't caught up to yet. Mia slid into the passenger seat, closing the door quickly like she wanted one thin layer of metal between us and whoever might be watching. Lock the doors, she whispered. I did. The click of the locks sounded too loud in the quiet parking lot. For a few seconds we just breathed. Fast, uneven, afraid. Then Mia said, "That handwriting. It looks rushed, like they wrote it in a hurry. Or like they didn't want to be seen," I murmured. We looked out the windshield at the empty lot. Too empty, like someone had cleared out right before we walked out the door. "What does it mean?" I whispered, staring down at the words again. "She's lying about the night you think you remember." Mia shook her head. "Alex lies about everything. This isn't new." "It's not that," I said softly. "It's how certain they sound." She swallowed. "What if the person who wrote it was there that night?" The thought made my stomach twist. "What if we go to the police?" I said suddenly. Mia frowned. "And say what? That your friend is lying about a memory and someone left you a spooky note?" She was right. It would sound ridiculous. "We need more information," Mia said. "You can't fight someone like Alex without evidence." I nodded slowly, but my mind was spinning. Because the truth was, I did remember that night, or at least I thought I did. I remembered driving her home. I remembered her saying she couldn't sleep. I remembered her laughing, insisting she wasn't nervous. But one thing always felt foggy. A gap, a haze, almost like the night had been blurred at the edges. "Do you think I forgot something?" I whispered. Mia hesitated, her gaze softening. "I think Alex remembers things the way she needs to remember them." "And what about me?" I asked quietly. She looked at me for a long moment. "I think you remember it the way you were told it happened." A chill ran down my spine. "By her?" "Yes." The air inside the car grew tight, stifling. I placed the note on the dashboard and stared at it, the words digging deeper the longer I looked. "If she destroyed her own chances," Mia continued gently, "she would convince herself someone pushed her. That someone was you. But that doesn't explain the stranger contacting me." Mia's voice lowered. "Maybe someone else knows what happened that night. Someone she lied to, or used, or hurt." I turned toward her. "What if going to meet him is the only way to learn the truth?" Mia's eyes widened. "Absolutely not." "But he said she will tell me if he doesn't," I said. "And Alex already has her own version ready to weaponize." "Which is exactly why you shouldn't go anywhere alone," Mia snapped. "You don't know who he is. You don't know what he wants." "I know he's scared of her," I said. "He said she'd come after him if he talked." "That doesn't make him safe," Mia replied. My phone buzzed again. A new message from the unknown number. I didn't want to look, but I did. "I was there. You weren't the one who ruined her chance. She was." My heart stumbled. Another message came immediately. "But you did see something. Something she doesn't want you to remember." My breath hitched. Mia grabbed my phone. "He's trying to get in your head." I shook my head slowly.
No.
"He's saying something specific." "What?" "That I saw something. That there's a reason she hates me." Mia closed her eyes, exhaling shakily. "Don't do this to yourself." But I was already sinking into the memory, or the blurred version of it I'd carried all these years. Driving her home, her insisting she wasn't tired, stopping for gas, her getting out of the car for something. I squeezed my eyes shut. What if something else happened that night? I whispered. Something she never told me? Something she blamed me for because she couldn't face it? Before Mia could answer, my phone buzzed again. One final message. "You're in danger without the truth. Meet me." She's already rewriting the story. I stared at the screen as a creeping realization wrapped around me like cold vines. Alex wasn't just lying out of spite. She wasn't just spiraling from debt. She was rewriting the past. A past I no longer trusted my own memory of, to protect something, or to hide something. And now a stranger, someone who said he was there, wanted to tell me the part she'd erased. Mia grabbed my hand. "Please, don't go." But the fear in her voice only made the choice clearer. Because if I didn't hear the truth, the real truth, Alex would fill that silence with a lie big enough to destroy me. I looked out through the windshield into the empty lot. "I'm going," I whispered, and the worst part? I knew, deep down, that the truth I was walking toward wasn't going to save me. It was going to break me. I didn't tell Mia right away. Maybe because saying it out loud would make it real. Maybe because part of me still hoped she'd talk me out of it. But I'd already made up my mind. "I'm going to meet him," I said. Mia's reaction was instant. Her whole body tensed, eyes widening like I'd stepped off a cliff right in front of her.
No.
"Absolutely not. You don't know who he is. And I don't know what Alex is planning," I said. "If someone out there has answers, real answers, I need them." "That's exactly what she wants," Mia snapped. "She wants you scared. She wants you running around chasing shadows so she can control the narrative." "Except she didn't send that message," I replied quietly. "She didn't write the note on my windshield." Mia pressed her lips together, frustrated. "Whoever did could be worse than she is. Or they could be the only person who knows what really happened that night." Mia leaned back in the seat, rubbing her temples. "This is insane," she whispered. "You shouldn't be caught in the middle of this. None of us should. But I was, and pretending I wasn't wouldn't change the truth." Another buzz, another message. I didn't want to look, but I couldn't stop myself. "Don't bring anyone with you. She's watching." My breath stopped. Mia snatched the phone out of my hand. "See? That's a trap. That's exactly what a trap sounds like." I shook my head slowly. "Or he's warning me. Or he's lying," she said. "Or Alex told him to say that. Or—" "Mia," I cut in gently, "I appreciate you, but I can't just sit here and wait for Alex to rewrite my life." She stared at me like she wanted to argue, then deflated. "What if he hurts you?" she whispered. Her voice cracked on the last word. I swallowed. "I don't think he will." "You don't know that." "No," I said. "But I know staying silent won't protect me either." Mia's eyes softened, sadness replacing fear. "You're not the type of person who belongs in something like this," she said. "You're not built for these kinds of games." "I didn't choose this," I whispered. "She dragged me into it." Silence settled between us, heavy, suffocating. Then Mia said the one thing I didn't expect. "I'm coming with you." I shook my head. "He said not to bring anyone." "And you're listening to him?" she said sharply. "You don't even know his name." "Mia." "I'm not letting you go alone," she said firmly. "If you walk into that park by yourself, you might not walk out."
הסתר תהר.
This woman, someone who owed me nothing, was risking herself for me, while the person I once called family was out there plotting my destruction. "Okay," I whispered, "but we need to be careful." Mia nodded. "Then we plan." We drove separately, her idea, not mine. "If someone's watching your car," she said, "they won't follow mine." It was nearly evening when we arrived at the park. Too quiet, the kind of quiet that feels staged. I parked on the far end, heart pounding, palms sweating. Mia had gotten there moments before me. She stood by her car, pretending to scroll her phone. "Text me your location," she whispered across the lot. "I'm not going far," I whispered back. But the truth was, I didn't know how far I was going. Slowly, I walked toward the meeting point the stranger had sent. A small bench near a cluster of old trees. The branches swayed overhead, creaking softly like the wind was trying to warn me. I scanned the area. Nothing. No movement. No voice calling out. The sinking feeling in my stomach grew heavier. Maybe he wasn't coming. Maybe Mia was right. Maybe this was a voice behind me. "Don't turn around." My heart stopped in my chest. The voice was the same one from the phone call. Low, steady, but cautious. I froze. "I'm not here to scare you," he said. "I'm here because Alex has gone too far." My breath trembled out. "Then tell me who you are." "You don't need my name," he said. "You just need the truth." "What truth?" My voice cracked. He exhaled, long and tired. The night of her scholarship interview, things didn't happen the way she told you. Or the way she told anyone. I know that, I whispered. Mia told me she's been twisting the story. She didn't twist it, he said. She erased it. My skin prickled. What did I see that night? I asked. What is she so afraid of me remembering? Silence. I could hear the wind. A dog barking somewhere far away. Mia's faint footsteps pacing behind her car. And then, finally, he spoke. Alex didn't miss that interview because of you, he said. She missed it because she wasn't sober enough to go. My breath caught. That night, at the gas station, you didn't see her step out to stretch her legs. She got out to meet someone. Someone you didn't notice. My heart pounded louder with every word. She wasn't celebrating early, he said. She wasn't nervous. She was high. My knees nearly buckled.
No, iwisparat.
She would have told me. She didn't tell you because you were the only person who believed in her, he said. The only one who still saw her as more than her addiction. My mouth went dry. That night, she spiraled. He continued softly. Worse than any of us knew. And she blamed you because blaming herself was easier. I squeezed my eyes shut. The gas station. The hazy memory. Her disappearing for a few minutes. Why didn't I remember? I whispered. Because she made sure you wouldn't, he said. My eyes flew open. What does that mean? He hesitated. Then said the words that made the ground beneath me tilt. She slipped something into your drink before you drove. My stomach dropped.
No, ibrata.
She would never. She did, he said firmly. You were groggy, confused. That's why the night feels blurred. She didn't want you remembering who she met, or what she bought. I pressed a hand to my chest, trying to breathe. And now, he continued, she's terrified that the truth is going to come out. That someone, Mia, you, will expose what really happened. I turned slightly, just enough to see the outline of a man in a dark jacket standing in the shadow of the trees. Still, watching the ground instead of me. She ruined her own life, he said. Not you. But she needs you to take the blame. My voice was barely audible. Why me? Because you were the only one who loved her enough to feel guilty. The wind rustled the leaves overhead. I swallowed. Hard. What does she want now? I asked. He stepped back. She wants to destroy the one person who can expose what she did, he said. A pause. And that person is you. I froze. And if you think she's done, he shook his head slowly. You have no idea how far she's willing to go. For a moment, I couldn't move, couldn't breathe, couldn't even form a thought. The stranger's words echoed inside my skull like they'd been carved there. She wants to destroy the one person who can expose what she did. And that person is you. I felt the air shift. Cold, thin. Like the world had suddenly tilted just enough to throw me off balance. I turned fully now, finally seeing his face. Early 30s. Tired eyes. A thin scar across his jaw that looked older than his expression. Not threatening. Not comforting either. Just someone carrying too much truth. Why are you telling me this? I whispered. He didn't answer immediately. He glanced over my shoulder, toward where Mia's car was parked, and for the first time, I noticed the tension in his posture. He wasn't just cautious. He was scared. Because she's running out of places to hide, he finally said. And when people run out of places to hide, they turn violent. My stomach nodded. He stepped closer, just enough that I could hear him without the wind swallowing his words. You think she wants the 50,000? He asked. She doesn't care about the money. She cares about the story, the one she's building. I don't understand, I whispered. She's telling people you intentionally caused her to relapse. That you knew she had an interview the next day and you sabotaged it out of jealousy. My blood ran cold. What? That's insane. She's twisting everything, he said. And she's convincing people. People who don't know you. people who owe her favors, people who want to believe her because the truth makes them uncomfortable. I shook my head, trying to steady my breathing. She's already spreading messages, he continued. Voice notes, screenshots she edited, conversations she fabricated. Mia had warned me, but hearing him say it made it feel real, dangerously real. She's building a case, he said, piece by piece. And when she's done, she's going to hand it to someone who won't think twice about coming after you. Why? My voice cracked. Why me? Why not take responsibility for what she did? His sigh was long and heavy. Because, he said, hating you is easier than facing herself. A gust of wind pushed through the trees. Leaves rattled overhead. Listen carefully, he said. You're not safe around her anymore. Something inside me twisted, sharp and painful. What do? I whispered. He looked at me with an expression that felt like a warning and an apology wrapped together. You need evidence. Real evidence. I have screenshots. He shook his head. Not enough. You need proof of the night she wants erased. Proof she was high. Proof she drugged you. Proof she lied. My pulse sped up. How am I supposed to get that? He hesitated, then said, she recorded everything. My chest tightened. Recorded what? The gas station, he said. The meeting. The deal. Her buying pills. Him handing them over. She thought the video would protect her if you ever remembered. But later she realized it made her look guilty. So she hid it. My blood turned to ice. There's a video of that night? I whispered. He nodded. Where? He exhaled. At her storage unit. My breath caught. She keeps everything there, old phones, notebooks, backup drives. She hoards evidence like a security blanket. I felt a strange mix of dread and hope twisting inside me. You're saying proof exists, I said quietly. Yes, and it's the only thing that can stop her. I swallowed hard. Why don't you get it? You know where it is. His expression hardened, fear flickering just beneath the surface. I can't be anywhere near her stuff. If she finds out, I'm done. But you, he looked at me. You she won't expect. I didn't respond. I was still stuck on one question. How do you know all of this? He looked away. I used to be close to her, he said. Close enough that I saw everything she tried to hide. Everything she blamed on everyone else. I felt the weight of his words settle over me. He wasn't lying. He wasn't guessing. He wasn't manipulating me. He was warning me. I have to go, he said suddenly, glancing at his watch. She's unpredictable right now. If she sees me here. He didn't finish the sentence. Wait, I said. What's the code? The storage unit number? Something. He hesitated again, like giving me the information might seal his fate. Then he whispered, Unit 14B. The lock code is her birthday backward. My breath caught. And hurry, he said, stepping away. She's already losing control of the story. When she realizes someone else is telling it, he shook his head. She'll come looking for you. He moved into the shadows between the trees and disappeared without another sound. I stood there trembling, staring at the space where he'd been just seconds before. Then, my phone buzzed. A message. From Alex. We need to talk. Now. Another buzz. I know you're digging. Stop. My hands shook as the third message appeared. You think you're ready for the truth? Meet me at my place. Alone. I felt my stomach twist. Because the last message wasn't a warning. It was a threat. If you don't come to me, I'll come to you. I backed up a step, heart pounding, and turned toward Mia, only to see her staring at her phone, face drained of all color. Mia, I whispered. She held up her screen. A message from Alex. Tell her I'm done playing. And beneath it, picture, taken seconds ago, of me, standing alone in the park. From somewhere behind me, my breath caught in my throat. She wasn't waiting. She was watching. And she was already closer than I realized. I didn't scream. I didn't run. I didn't even breathe for a moment. I just stared at the photo on Mia's phone. My own silhouette captured from behind, the grainy darkness of the park framing me like a target. She wasn't threatening to watch me. She already was. Mia's voice trembled. "We need to go. Now." And just like that, everything inside me snapped into focus. The fear, the betrayal, the truth. All of it converged into one cold realization. I couldn't hide from her anymore. We left the park fast and silent. Mia followed my car until we reached the main road, where we pulled over to the shoulder, both of us too shaken to keep driving. "What do we do?" she whispered. I looked at her, really looked at her. Mia, the one person who had no reason to stay.
No obligación.
No debt. No history with me. Yet she was the only one standing between me and whatever storm Alex was ready to unleash. "I'm going to the storage unit," I said quietly. "I need the truth before she rewrites it." Mia shook her head. "It's too dangerous. She knows you're looking." "I can't run from her," I said. "She'll come for me either way." "And what if she's already there?" Mia whispered. I exhaled shakily. "Then it's better I find out now." She stared at me a long moment, then nodded. "I'm following you," she said. But I didn't answer, because my phone buzzed again. A voicemail. From Alex. I pressed play. Her voice filled the car. Low, controlled, almost tender. "You should have trusted me," she whispered. "But you chose strangers over the person who loved you the most. So now you don't get the gentle version of me anymore." A soft breath. Almost a laugh. "You want the truth?" she said. "Come get it." The message ended. My hand trembled, but not from fear this time. From clarity. "Let's go," I said. The storage facility sat on the edge of town, half hidden behind an old industrial complex. The air smelled like rust and dust. Rows of metal doors stretched under flickering lights. Unit 14B. Her birthday backward. I typed the numbers in. The lock clicked. My stomach clenched as I pulled the door open. It wasn't what I expected. No messy storage. No boxes piled to the ceiling.
No chaos.
Everything inside was organized with eerie precision. Plastic bins labeled in her tidy handwriting. Old binders. Stacks of journals. 3 old cell phones lined up on a shelf like trophies. Mia stepped behind me. "Jesus!" She documented everything. I walked slowly inside, heart pounding. Then I saw it. A small black box in the corner. Locked, but the key, tiny gold, hung from a nail above it. Almost like she wanted someone to find it. My hands shook as I unlocked it. Inside was a single flash drive. Just one. I slid it into my pocket. And then, a sound behind us. Footsteps. Soft. Measured.
Familiar.
Mia grabbed my arm. "Someone's here." The footsteps grew closer. Then a voice floated in from outside the unit. "Are you looking for this?" We turned. Alex stood framed in the doorway, holding her phone, the screen glowing bright enough to show the fury in her eyes. She stepped inside slowly, her gaze flickering between us. "You went through my things," she said softly. "After everything I told you." "You lied," I said. "For years. About everything." Her smile was thin, sharp, cracked at the edges. "No," she whispered. "I corrected the story. You're the one who keeps rewriting it." "Alex," Mia said carefully. "This isn't the way." "Shut up." The words snapped out of her like venom. Then she turned to me again. "It was supposed to be you and me," she said. "You promised you'd never abandon me." "I didn't abandon you," I whispered. "You used me." She laughed, cold, humorless. "You think this is about the money?" Her voice trembled. Not with fear, but with rage. "You ruined my life," she said. "You took everything from me. You destroyed your own future," I said. "You drugged me that night. You sabotaged yourself." Her expression twisted. "I had one chance," she hissed. "One. And you made it disappear." "No," I said quietly. You disappeared. For 5 minutes behind that gas station. You bought something you shouldn't have. You got high. You missed your interview. You hid it for years. Her breathing grew ragged. Shut up. You blamed me because you couldn't blame yourself. Shut up. You stole from me, lied about me, and now you're trying to rewrite the past to make yourself the victim. I said shut up. Her scream echoed off the metal walls. And then, her eyes fell on the flash drive in my pocket. Her face drained of color. You found it, she whispered. Mia stepped in front of me. Don't come any closer. But Alex didn't hear her, didn't see her. Her gaze locked on me like I was the only person in the room. That's mine, she said quietly. It has the truth, I replied. That's why you can't have it. For a moment no one moved. Then, she lunged. Mia grabbed her first. The two of them collided with the metal shelving, sending binders crashing to the floor. I stumbled back, clutching the flash drive, heart pounding. Alex twisted, shoved Mia away, and came straight for me again. You don't get to destroy me, she screamed. You destroyed yourself, I said. Her hand reached for me, fingernails like claws, but Mia tackled her again from behind. Go, Mia shouted. Run. I turned and sprinted out of the storage unit, the boxy hallway blurring around me as I ran toward the exit. My lungs burned. My hands shook. My heart thundered in panic and adrenaline. Behind me I heard yelling. Mia's voice, Alex's rage, a crash, a scream. I almost went back. Almost. But I knew one thing. If Alex got that flash drive back, I was finished. I burst through the exit door into the night and ran straight into someone. The stranger. The one from the park. He grabbed my shoulders to steady me. Did you get it? He asked. I nodded, breathless. She's inside, I gasped. She'll kill me if she gets out. He looked toward the door. She won't, he said. Not tonight. How do you know? He exhaled. Because I called the cops. My breath caught. You what? She crossed too many lines. Someone had to stop her. Sirens sounded in the distance, growing louder. He turned to me. When they ask, he said, tell them she broke in. Tell them she attacked you. But that's not what. It doesn't matter, he said. What matters is she won't be able to hurt you anymore. The sirens screeched closer. Lights flashed. And the moment the police burst inside the building, I saw Alex dragged out of the storage unit in handcuffs. Crying, screaming, insisting I ruined her life. Maybe she believed it. Maybe she didn't. But it didn't matter anymore. Because the truth was out. The lies were unraveling. The past she tried so hard to erase was finally staring back at her. They took her away. Mia gave her statement. The stranger disappeared before anyone could ask his name. And me? I sat in my car afterward, staring at the flash drive in my hand. My heartbeat slowly settling into something that felt like relief and heartbreak tangled together. 2 months later, I moved to a new apartment, changed my number, started fresh. People ask me if I miss her, if losing her hurt. Of course it hurt. But some losses are necessary. Some relationships are poison disguised as loyalty. Some people burn everything they touch and call it love. It took losing $50,000, almost losing my sanity, and learning the truth about one terrible night, to understand that I never ruined her life. I just refused to let her ruin mine. And sometimes, that's the only closure you get. That and the last message she ever sent me. From county jail months later. It should have been you instead of me. I didn't reply. Some doors, once closed, should never be opened again.